ito po yung coronavirus na tinatawag nila. Kumakalat na po ito sa buong bansa at ngayon ay patuloy pa rin po sila naghahanap ng lunas. Marami na pong na-infect dito at marami na pong namatay at meron din naman pong nakarecover sa virus na to. Dito sa video ito is tatalakayin po natin yung history ng COVID at ang terminologies ng quarantine, lockdown, PUI at PUL. And the current situation of the Philippines, the way to prevent and minimize the outbreak, at yung last po ay as a student, ano nga ba yung maitutulong natin para maiwasan at hindi lalong kumakalat yung virus na nararanasan natin ngayon sa ating bansa. The history of the coronavirus or the COVID-19 na tinatawag nila. The name coronavirus is derived from Latin word corona, meaning crown. Coronavirus disease 2019 is an infectious disease caused by severe acute respiratory syndrome. Coronavirus 2, it was the first identified in December 2019 in Wuhan, China, and has since spread globally, resulting in an ongoing pandemic. As of May 12, 2020, more than 4.17 million cases have been reported across 187 countries and territories, resulting more than 286,000 deaths. More than 1.45 million people have recovered. Common symptoms include fever, cold, fatigue, shortness of breath, and loss of smell and taste. While the majority of the cases result in mild symptoms, some progress to acute respiratory distress syndrome, multi-organ failure, septic shock, and blood clots. The time from exposure to onset of symptoms is typically around 5 days, but may range from 2 to 14 days. The virus is primarily spread between people during close contact, most often via small droplets produced by coughing, sneezing, and talking. The droplets usually fall to the ground or onto surfaces rather than traveling through air over long distances. The less commonly, people may become infected by touching a contaminated surface and then touching their face. It is most contagious during the first 3 days after the onset of symptoms, although spread may be possible before symptoms appear, or people who do not show symptoms. This standard method of diagnosis is by real-time reverse transcription polymerase chain reaction from a nasopharyngeal swab. Chest CT imaging may also be helpful for diagnosis in individuals where there is a high suspicion of infections based on symptoms and risk factors. However, guidelines do not recommend using it for routine screening. To prevent infections include frequent hand washing, maintaining physical distance from others, especially from those with symptoms, quarantine, covering coats, and keeping unwashed hands away from the face. In addition, the use of a face covering is recommended for those who suspects they have the virus and their caregivers. Recommendation for face covering used by the general public vary, with some authorities recommending, some recommending against, and some requiring their use. There is limited evidence for or against use of masks, medical or other, in health individuals in the wider community. According to the World Health Organization, there are no available vaccines nor specific antiviral treatments for COVID-19. On May 1, 2020, the United States gave emergency use authorization for antiviral remdesivir for people hospitalized with severe COVID-19. Management involves the treatment of symptoms, supportive care, isolations, and experimental measures. The World Health Organization, WHO declared the COVID-19 outbreak a public health emergency of international concern on January 30, 2020, and a pandemic on March 11, 2020. Transmissions of the disease has occurred in most countries across all 6 WHO regions. At yun po yung history ng coronavirus or COVID-19. And keep safe everybody, and thank you for watching. God bless.
Hi everyone, I'm Dela and I am here to define the term PUI and PUA. Ang PUI o Personal Investigation, ito yung mga taong may mga sintomas tulad ng dry cough, kanyas, at hirap sa paghinga. Sila ang mga may warrant na i-admit sa ospital. Samantala, ang PUN o Person Under Monitoring ay ang mga tao may travel history, wala silang mga symptoms, at kailangan nila mag-quarantine within 14 days. Thank you for listening.
The Philippines is currently under quarantine due to COVID-19 crisis, and here are the current situations. On 13 January 2020, the Philippine Department of Health reported the first case of COVID-19 in the country with a 38-year-old female Chinese national. On 7 March, the first local transmission of COVID-19 was confirmed. WHO is working closely with the Department of Health in responding to COVID-19 outbreak. Out of the total, 10,463 confirmed cases reported in the Philippines until today. 54% are male with the most affected age group. 30 to 39 years, 21.3%, followed by 20 to 29, 16.9%. 64.9% of cases reported from National Capital Region NCR, followed by Central Visayas 30.5%, Calabarzon 12.1%, and Central Luzon 3.8%. Out of the 696 confirmed deaths, 65% are male with the most affected age group over 17 years, 36.6%, followed by 16 to 69 years, 32.6%. 71.8% of deaths reported from NCR, followed by Calabarzon, 12.83%, and Central Luzon, 0.1%. The current transmission classification in the Philippines is identified as cluster of cases with evidence of community transmission in 9 urban areas of NCR. Cebu and Davao, 61% of newly reported cases from Cebu City. According to the Department of Health, DOH, among all confirmed cases, 86.7 are mild in spite of continued enhanced community quarantine in most affected regions of the country. Several barangays are reporting a large increase in cases, resulting in local authorities to issue total lockdowns in Barangay Maue in Mandaluyong NCR and Sitio Alaska in Barangay Mambaling in Cebu City. Over 7,000 COVID-19 tests per day conducted by 23 accredited laboratories throughout the country using PCR tests. No rapid antibody test kit has yet been validated by WHO or DOH. As of today, Philippines has 11,350 affected.
Hello everyone, my name is Armando Manango. Dito sa video ito, tatalakayin natin kung paano nga ba natin ma-prevent or ma-minimize yung pagkalat ng COVID-19 dito sa ating bansa. kahit sino sa atin ay maaaring magkaroon ng COVID-19. Ito yung dapat natin gawin para maiwasan natin yung pagkalat ng coronavirus dito sa ating bansa. Una, hugasan ang mga kamay ng 20 seconds o higit pa gamit ang sabon at tubig. Kung hindi mahugasan ang mga kamay ng 20 seconds o higit pa, gumamit ng hand sanitizer na may 70% alcohol. Pangalawa, iwasang hawakan ang iyong muka, lalo na ang iyong bibig, mga mata at ilong. Pangatlo, kapag nasa labas ka at pupunta sa mga pampublikong lugar tulad ng grocery, mga pamilihan, butika at bangko, tiyaking 1 metro ang layo o distansya sa ibang tao. Pang-apat, iwasang humawak sa mga bagay na hinawakan ng maraming tao tulad ng misa, upuan at iba pa. Panglima, hugasan ang mga kamay gamit ang tubig at sabon pagkatapos humawak sa mga bagay na nahahawakan. At panatilihing laging maglinis at mag-disinfect sa loob ng iyong bahay. Kabilang na dito ang mga misa, pihitan ng iyong pinto, switch ng ilaw, banyo, gripo, lababo at iba pa. At mag-disinfect gamit ang bleach solution na may 5% sa 1 litrong tubig. At higit sa lahat, i-disinfect ang mga bagay na madalas mong ginagamit tulad ng mga gadget gamit ang 70% alcohol solution.
Makipag-ugnayan sa ating mga guro para sa dapat nating gawin upang may pagpatuloy ang ating mga pinag-aralan.